Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
All right, happy day before Friday, everybody. Another great edition of Primetime local news. As you can tell, Michaela and Elise are not here. They are in jail, which we'll explain a little bit later on. So they are serving time for loitering. But we have a great show nonetheless coming up. Our question of the day, do you drink eggnog? And you were telling me you do.
I do. I really enjoy my eggnog. You know, you might have a little bit of this, a little bit of that for your eggnog, but I do love my eggnog.
Well, I have never tried it, and it sounds really gross to me. But we'll have all that and more coming up later on the show. But right now, we're going to send it over to our prisoners over at the SPCA, Michaela and Elise.
We are here at the jail and bail at the Lloydminster End District SPCA. Elise and I have been here since 7 a.m. We have 2 more hours to go.
Yep.
We are raising donations. We've been wrangled up with these cats all day.
Yep.
It's been an unbelievable day raising money for the SPCA. You can donate. Keep those donations coming in. You can do so online or by calling the SPCA, or you can come visit us in person.
Come say hi. Come see the animals. We've had a wonderful time this morning. Well, all day, really.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've had lots of visitors from the community, and later on in the show, we will talk to some of the other jailers here, and then we will talk to Becca Lawrence, who works here at the SPCA. So lots to look forward to as we have lots of animals to look at, and we'll go back into the studio with Brett.
Well, not just hockey fans are benefiting from the World Junior A Challenge in Bonnyville. In 2016, $2 million was pumped into the economy. Justin Marshall caught up with organizers to find out how much 2018 will bring.
Well, hotels and restaurants definitely benefiting at the 2018 World Junior Challenge. And I'm joined with Neil Langridge, one of the organizers. What would you say is the economic impact for 2018?
Well, you know what? It'll be very similar, I think, Justin, to 2016, where we were around that $2 million mark for our economic impact on the town of Bonnyville and the surrounding region. This year, the tournament was set up a little bit different. Instead of 6 teams, bringing that down to 5 teams. So there'll be a little bit of an adjustment there, but with 5 teams meant more games. So a little bit, I think, more of a benefit for the host committee, having more games in the RJ Lalonde Arena than we did in 2016. But I've been around town. I think everybody has been the same thing. You go around, hotels are full, restaurants are full, and then shops and that are starting to see people coming in and out because there's a lot of people in the town of Bonnyville right now that are visitors, which is a good thing for a time like it is right now in our community.
Well, you can't even get into a restaurant. Last night trying to go to Mr. Mike's, get a steak. It was like an hour wait. So that just gives you a picture of how busy the town of Bonnyville is. For Primetime Local News, I'm Justin Marshall.
Well, beginning in the new year, the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center's concession will be operated by a new local group. Harvest to Home will take over the concession in a process they say came together pretty easily.
We just saw that the bid was up available for tender, so we just thought we'd put an application in. It fits well with our catering business, and we were looking for a bigger facility to seat people. So yeah, once we got news that we won the bid, we were pretty excited, and we'll slowly be moving over there in the new year.
Nicholson says that with the move, Harvest to Home will not see many changes other than to the menu.
Not much. We're just going to expand our menu a little bit. We're going to combine some of our food truck stuff from Border Eats, so fish and chips and burgers are going to get combined on the menu. And we're just looking forward to tackling the golf season and the tournaments and looking to do big events like weddings and things like that. So it's really exciting for us.
Harvest to Home will take over at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center on January 1st. Well, let's head back to our prisoners at the Lloydminster SPCA.
All right, Elise and I are at the SPCA. We've been here since 7 a.m. We have just under 2 hours to go. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I think the day went by very fast.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's been wonderful. We should show you around our little cat cage area that we've been in today. We've had lots of friends with us. We had Amber, Candy Cane, what was the other one?
Mama G.
Mama G.
And Mammoth.
Yeah.
So we had 4 cats
Lots
in
of guests.
here. We actually got the penthouse of the
Yeah,
SPCA. We got a couch, so we were very comfortable. But we're here for the donations. We're
Absolutely.
here to raise money for the SPCA, and all the funds are going back into the shelter so they can continue giving animals a second chance at life by giving them a new home and getting them obviously fixed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, all of those good things. So Elise and I we're sitting pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're competing. I think I'm sitting at about $200 right now. I think you're a little higher than me though right now. And I would love to hit $500. That's
Okay.
kind of the goal. So if you can donate, now's the time to do it because the SPCA needs as much as they can, as always.
They
So,
really do. Yeah. And I would like to also get $500, so that would be good. There's multiple ways you can donate to us or anyone that is locked up here at the jail and bail at the Lloydminster and District SPCA.
Yeah.
So you can go online, LloydminsterSPCA.com. You can donate on there. There's a jail and bail tab. And then you can click on any one of our photos and donate after that.
Yep.
And then you can call or come in person and say hi.
Yeah, we had some visitors today.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we will have more from here at the jail and bail coming up in just a bit. But now we're going to go check in with Connor, who's filling in for me on your weather forecast.
Yeah, you can kind of stay in that cage, Michaela. I think I can do a pretty decent job at your job here. Take a look at your current conditions right now. -2 degrees, of course, some cloudy coverage right there. Not really warm. It's starting to get a little bit warmer as we head into the weekend, so at a nice -2. As we take a look at our records for this time of year, 10 degrees back in 1998 and -38. That's a big difference back in 2009. We're nowhere near that as we are going to have some great weather over the next couple of days. And take a look at the satellite radar maps. There is some cloud coverage coming in from the west into the east, so not too much for us here in the border city, more out west towards Edmonton and areas. No watch the warnings reports, of course, that wind warning that they had over down southern Alberta near the Calgary area, so nowhere near us in that regard, so we're very thankful for no 40-kilometer or 140-kilometer-hour winds. Take a look at some current temperatures around the region. -2 for us here at Lloydminster, 1 in Edmonton, -3 in Edson, -4 in North Battleford. Take a look over to Saskatchewan, -3 in Melfort and Prince Albert, -5 in Saskatoon. As we take a look at some of the other, as we get a closer in-depth look at some regional temperatures, -8 overnight in North Battleford with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow a nice 0 with a mix of sun and clouds. Heading into Cold Lake, they're currently sitting at 1 with a -9 overnight, mostly cloudy skies, and it will be mostly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow, sitting at -3 with those winds coming in from the southeast at 6 degrees at -3. And for us here in the border city, -9 overnight, but a nice +1 tomorrow. That's right, +1, not -1 or -20. It's a +1 tomorrow with mostly sunny skies and a few cloud breaks. Take a look at the next 3 days. It will be a very warm Friday, Saturday, but it will cool off on Sunday. So a nice 2 on Saturday with a high there, low of -1. Sunday will be a little chillier, -8 on Sunday and a low of -15. We'll have more weather and more news for you coming up later on in the show.
Welcome back. Looking at your agriculture news now. A national farm financer is stepping up to secure the future of farming. In this week's agriculture report, Gerard Lampout chats with the organizers of FCC Ignite.
The same is true with Internet 1.0.
Young farmers are taking a day away from the farm to recharge their batteries at FCC Ignite. The organizers see their role as investing in the future agriculture leaders.
People like us, we like to eat, right? And we need to eat. And so we need that next generation of producer to take on the needs and expectations of a growing world that we need to feed. And so this generation you're seeing here is part of that future of agriculture.
Don Anderson has been with Farm Credit Canada for 20 years. The presenters tackled motivation and the technology changes facing the industry, as well as a conversation about mental wellness.
And the kids can introduce the parents to their classmates.
Stress is in the workplace, stress is in our lives, and that stress is there. It's how do we manage it, so we focus on managing the good stress and eliminating the those bad stress that we know creeps into each and every one of our lives.
Apart from the networking opportunities, this segment with Dr. George Sabungi was a big takeaway for participants.
how important it is to fill your own bucket before you can be successful in anything else you strive for. And so how to focus on you, and that the success will follow.
The generational transfer of farms is another important topic that some young farmers are facing as they are inheriting the family operation.
The biggest challenge is ensuring that the needs and wants and expectations of everybody involved in these transitions are actually put out there so people know where everyone stands and how they can move forward together.
This is the second year of FCC Ignite across Canada, and it's being held in more locations.
Last year we started small. We held 5 events across Canada. And this year, I'm at a loss. I don't know how many we're actually doing, but I know in my area alone, we're doing 3. So this is the first event in Camrose. We're also hosting one in Lethbridge at the beginning of February, and another one in early March in Langley, BC.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Centre. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Centre with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
That's it for agriculture news. Sports is next, but first let's look at your ag prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Last night, Canada West went up against the Russians for the second time since Friday night, and for the first time in tournament play at the World Junior A Challenge, and a potential preview of the tournament's gold medal game. The game started off physical and quick with some opportunities from both teams until Canada West's Matthew Gosselin took a slashing penalty at 10:44 of the first period, and on that power play, Nikolai Burainov would sneak it past Spruce Grove Saints goaltender Matthew Davis, and that would prove to be the only goal they need, as the Russians would go on to pot 2 more goals and defeat Team Canada West, who suffers their first loss of the tournament. Projected top 5 NHL draft pick Vasily Podkolzin assisted on the first goal of the game and now leads the tournament with 5 points in 3 games. Canada West's next action will not come until the start of the knockout round on Saturday. Well, Justin Marshall was at the game last night and caught up with one of our local players.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined with Captain Lloyd, the Lloyd boy, TJ Lloyd. What's your thoughts of being in this tournament? An hour and a half from home. It must be a dream come true, man.
Yeah, you know, obviously I was in the tournament last year, and I was very proud of it, the way that it went. And when I found out that it was in Bonnyville this year, it was kind of extra motivation. You know, I knew that my family was going to be able to make the way down, and like for the family to see me play in a Canadian jersey, I know that's always been a dream of mine, and I'm so happy that it's close to my hometown.
A different path for you, because your dad, Trevor, was saying before in the pregame that 4 years ago you had a major leg problem, and it's a miracle that you're actually still on skates right now. How much does it mean to you to have this maple leaf on your chest right now?
Yeah, you know, it means the world for me. You know, growing up, I wasn't always a top end player, but my parents instilled a really hard work ethic in me, and I think that's kind of what got me here. And for me to be wearing the maple leaf and to represent that group in that locker room is something that I'll never forget.
How much does it mean to you? Like you said, represent the group. You got the C on the crest. What does that mean?
Yeah, and you know, it means the world. Like, you look at our roster, and 5-10 years from now, you're going to look back, and a lot of those guys are going to be playing in the NHL. And to say that I was a captain of that group is something that I'm very proud of. There's so many leaders in there. I'm getting lots of help all the time, and the coaching staff setting us up to win.
Well, we hope that a gold bracelet is around this guy's neck on Sunday. TJ Lloyd from Lloyd, we're going to send it back to you guys in studio.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Lloydminster Bandits have one more homestand before breaking for Christmas, starting tonight at 8:15 with the second college night of the season. Discounts are in place for Lakeland students with the Vermilion Tigers in town. After having good turnout last weekend, the team hopes students will bring in a rowdy atmosphere.
Gonna have a bunch of college guys there. It's gonna be lots of fun. And it's Vermilion, it'll be fun, fast-paced, lots of hitting.
It's also a good test to see if they can play consistently regardless of the opponent.
We're a team that, like I said, needs to come out and play 60 minutes and grind away and, you know, come ready to work. And, you know, that's how we are successful, is when we outwork teams.
The Bandits defeated the Tigers in the inaugural college night in October. Well, it sounds like there's a jailbreak at the Lloydminster SPCA. Let's head over there.
Yes, I am joined with Becca Lawrence here at the SPCA. You've been here longer than I have, since 7 a.m. She is the woman behind the scenes making sure this all goes smoothly. So thanks for joining us here. How has it been going so far? And Jail and Bill is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year. So how long have you guys been doing it?
Well, our president was here today from the board, and he's been with the SPCA for about 10 years, and he said they've been doing it since before then. So definitely over a decade we've been doing it. So it's, one of our longest running ones for sure.
Yeah, and it's definitely a lot of fun. So when it comes to fundraising for the SPCA, how important is it?
Very important. Obviously, we need those funds to keep us running and keep the animals spayed neutered, and all their medical needs are met as well too. So it's majorly important.
And money from the Jail and Bail today, where is it all going?
Right back into the SPCA, like I said, with the spay and neuter program, especially in operating costs and just all those medical needs. Those are our biggest money grabber, or not grabbers, but you know what I mean. Like that's what needs the cost the most. So it's going right back into all of those costs.
Awesome. And you still have time to donate. So how can people donate?
They can go online to our website, it's just LloydminsterSPCA.com, and you'll see kind of a little slideshow, the picture there that says JML. You can click on that, or even the tab that I have next to all the other tabs on there as well too. You can call in, and you can even just come in and visit us until 7 p.m. tonight.
Awesome. Okay, so we will be here until 7 a.m. That will conclude 12 hours locked up. We'll have more from the SPCA in just a little bit, talking to one of the other ones locked up, but we'll toss it back into studio right now.
All right, Michaela, I think you should get back in your cell before things get out of hand here. Take a look at some current temperatures around our region and beyond. -2 for us here in Lloydminster and in Vermilion, and -1 in Vegreville, +1 in Edmonton, while Lac La Biche sitting is at a nice +2 and a 0 out in Bonnyville. As we take a look at as well as ones in Pierceland and Cold Lake. Taking in Saskatchewan, -2 in Maidstone, -4 in North Battleford, and 0s across out in Green Lake and Meadow Lake. Taking a look currently at some other temperatures right now. La Loche and Buffalo Narrows both sitting at -1, Larange -2, Flin Flon -4, South End -5. As we take a look closer to the Alberta side, Uranium City, of course, very cold, sitting at -12, +1 in Fort McMurray, -13 in Fort Chipewyan, 3 in Slave Lake, and -9 out in High Levels. We head down south now, 4 in Lethbridge, 3 in Medicine Hat, 6 in Calgary, -1 in Banff, so very warm down south there. 0 in Kindersley, 2 in Swift Current, and 1 in Moose Jaw, and -1 in Regina, and a -3 in Yorkton, as well as 0 out in Estevan. As we take a look at tomorrow's regions, 1 for us here in the border city, as well in Macklin, St. Paul, and Bonnyville gets -1 there. Vermilion gets a little warmer at 2 degrees, -3 out in Cold Lake and Pierceland as well. As we switch over further out west, 5 in Edmonton for tomorrow, 4 out in Vegreville, 1 in St. Paul, and 4 in Wainwright and Provost and Saskatchewan as well. They are going to get a little warmer, 0 out in North Battleford and St. Walburg at -1. And take a look at the school day forecast for tomorrow. -7 to start the morning off at 8 a.m. around -7 degrees. Recess will get a little warmer at -5 with mostly cloudy skies. Lunchtime, the sun will start to shine at -3 with a few clouds, and by home time, it'll be 0 with mostly cloudy skies, but a few sun breaks. If you take a look at the next 7 days, we're kind of a little bit lower than our averages for this time of year. 2 on Saturday with our high and low of -1. It gets a little colder on Sunday. -8 is our high and -15 is our low. Then it gets back to being warmer on Monday at -2 and -10 is the low there. And also -2 again on Tuesday, the low of -8. 2 on Wednesday. All that sunshine is very positive for us here as we see temperatures starting to cooperate with us. -5 is the low for Wednesday, and mostly cloudy skies Thursday, sitting at -2 with a low of -5. As we take a look at that, as that wraps up for the 7 days, we'll have more primetime local news coming up.
Now let's head back to our caged animals, Michaela and Elise, who are at the SPCA.
Great. Thank you so much, Brett. Well, I am joined with Dana Crawford here. We are at the Lloyd SPCA for the Jail and Bail this year. And Dana, how many years have you been doing this?
This is my 5th year with Groomer Has It, but even before these 5 years, I would volunteer if my companies that I worked for would be doing it. I'd be like, I'll go sit with the animals, no problem.
Yeah, right? It's such a great day. You get to hang out with your dogs. And who do we have here? This is Mortimer, correct? Yes, and you've been hanging out with him kind of all day. He's kind of your new little best friend.
He sure is, and he's been through a lot, and he's a senior here at the SPCA. He's a small dog. Chances are he's not going to last long here. Most of the small dogs get adopted very quickly, so even though he's not coming home with me today, we know he's going to go somewhere where he's loved forever, right?
Absolutely. And you have actually have raised the most money today. You're sitting at about $2,200, which is pretty incredible. So how do you think you got that going? Did you do a lot of social media stuff? You have a lot of support back home. How did that work out?
Honestly, it's my clientele, it's my family, and it's my friends. I've been a business owner now for 5 years, and I have a wonderful clientele base. They know I would do anything for animals, and those are the type of people that I groom for, and they want to do it too. So I think it was posting all over Facebook and telling all of them is how we made it past our goal today, because our original goal was 1,500.
Exactly, totally. And we also have Colton here today. Colton, what's your favorite part of being here today?
To see all the animals.
Yeah, the animals are a lot of fun, right? And coming back next, just real quick, what's your favorite part of being a part of the Lloyd SPCA Jail and Bail?
Honestly, it's knowing that all these animals get to take this day and have somebody to spend just that quality time with each and every single one of them. As sad as it is that nobody will be here for them tomorrow, they at least get this day a year. And so close to Christmas, it's really good to push them and try to get people to come visit them and adopt them so that they're home for the holidays.
Absolutely, that's perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to head it back to the studio and check in with them.
All right, we took to Facebook to ask you if you enjoy eggnog, and if so, what is your secret ingredient? A lot of you, majority of you said rum, and that's pretty much it. That's it, just rum. Rum is the main ingredient. Now, I personally never had eggnog. I just don't like the sense of it. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Really? Yeah, actually, speaking of secret ingredients, I heard some vanilla bean as well, and maybe a sprinkle of ginger.
Really?
Yeah, ginger is on, or sorry, not ginger, cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah,
on top.
I can see that. There was one woman who did say there was one where it was a vanilla bean ice cream and then rum and in a blender, and it all sounds really good.
Oh no, that would be unbelievable.
That's deadly right now.
I gotta try that.
But you know what's underrated? I remember having these at Christmas with myself a while ago. Was root beer floats.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, everyone loves those.
For sure.
I mean, for those that don't like root beer, I mean, that's still fair. You can mix it up with.
For the holidays?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think all year round.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, anyways, it's it's time for our usual pet of the day segments. Our favorite time here at Primetime Local News, where we showcase your pets to here in the community. So let's take a look at some of them right now. This is Smoke, submitted by Allison. Smoke thinks he's a lapdog, is what Allison says, and he does look like a lapdog. This is a really hard. I have to have the pronunciation. Moirik is how you say it, actually. Moirik. It's a Russian name, so this was sent in by Oksana. So thank you for that. Next we have. We have Buster and Lucifer, submitted by Jamie. Thank you for that, Jamie. And last but not least, this is Sashi. This is submitted by Donna, and that's a 17-year-old cat wearing that sweater. She definitely pulls it off. If your pet was shown on the program today, you're automatically entered to win a Pet Pad gift card, which we'll be giving away tomorrow at the end of the second hour of Primetime Local News.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Hi and welcome. I am joined with Heather, our go-to nutritionist here in Lloydminster from Empower You, and talking today about holiday eating.
Yes.
It is that time, so just wanted to kind of know maybe some tricks from you and some alternatives maybe when you're cooking those big meals and you got to eat a lot of food that week. So yeah, just some tips from you on that.
So a lot of times we think, oh, we have this big meal coming, so let's skip or have a really light breakfast, and that's actually something that we want to avoid. So you do want to have your normal breakfast, focusing on a good source of protein. So for your breakfast, you should be aiming for about 20 to 30 grams of protein, having a good source of fruit with that, a good source of fiber, and then once again, focusing on that hydration.
Right.
You're wanting to make sure you're having a snack, and then once again, focusing on a good source of protein.
Yeah.
So I brought a couple good sources of
Awesome.
snacks.
Share with us, please.
So this is a fun one. This is black beans, something that people don't really think of as a snack or a go-to.
Totally.
So roasted black beans, great thing. When you're looking at a label, 5 and 15 are kind of your go-to.
Okay.
So 5, fat and sodium, 15 for fiber.
Ah, okay.
So that's percent daily value, and that's something really quick, not looking at all the other numbers, just 5 and 15 for percent daily value.
Yeah.
So these guys have 12 grams of protein per quarter of a cup.
Wow.
So just a couple tablespoons and you're at that snack, or else a bit more than a quarter of a cup, and that's a meal for you.
Totally.
So this is something that you can play with that is really fun, festive. You can make it really pretty with a salad. It's gonna add a bit of crunch, so that's a fun go-to that no one's gonna really expect. That's gonna add a bit of color too.
Yeah, for sure. And people won't even think that it's like a healthy little fix, because it's just like fun and easy to do.
Yeah.
That's actually very important and a good point that you made about taking the snacks, because I find most people will go, oh, I have to eat a big dinner tonight. I'm just not going to eat during the day, because then I can really get into it later. But that's almost the opposite, right?
Yes.
And so with portion sizing, you also kind of showed us some portion
Yeah.
plates if you want to grab that,
Yeah.
because I think that's probably a good idea, because when you do eat the big holiday meals, it's still probably
A
pretty
good
smart
idea.
to separate. Yeah.
So the thing with eating at holiday meals is you want to grab a plate and eat off of a plate. So take a look at everything that's set up and then make your choices off of a plate. What you still want to try to do is have half a plate of vegetables, a quarter of those starchy carbohydrates. So your potato and corn fit on that quarter plate.
Totally.
They don't fit on those vegetables, which lots of people try to convince me that they do. They don't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then a quarter of that plate of protein. So women, we're looking at 8.5 inches for that plate. Men, we're looking at 10.5 inches.
Yeah.
So this is how big our plate should actually be. Those platters that are now acceptable for plates, not quite what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So we are looking for those smaller plates. And I really suggest picking your plate, going once, looking at everything, and trying to have those foods that are only special at Christmas time. So we know what mashed potatoes taste like.
Yeah.
You know, try to have those casseroles that are only come out at Christmas time that you're really gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
And try to focus on those. Another thing with holiday eating, and lots of times we do this, and I'm guilty of it as well, try not to eat and stand around the kitchen table or else the island where the food is.
Yes.
If you're going to, once again, grab a plate, take what you
pick off
want,
that.
put on the plate so you can see it. Because if you're just grabbing, chatting, we have no idea with what we're consuming. And it's so easy to overeat at that. And then once you kind of leave that station, you're like, oh my goodness, like, I don't feel good, I'm
Totally.
tired. Was that worth it? So by looking, putting on the plate, kind of getting an idea, you're gonna feel so much better.
Yeah.
And once again, just making sure you're having that water with you, and then those beverages, especially when those alcoholic beverages come in, that can play a bit into it as well. So making sure you're drinking a water with it will help.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you so much. We are at time for this, but thank you so much for the holiday tips.
Yeah.
They are definitely helpful and needed. So make sure, I think what we can take away from this is make sure that you just kind of look at things
Yes,
over
definitely.
and then kind of take it from your plate so you're not just continually eating. Thank you so much for coming in
Yeah,
and
no
sharing
problem.
your holiday tips with us. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Have a great holiday.
Well, that wraps up our time at the Lloydminster SPCA for our jail and bail. This is the first time I've done it. I've been been overwhelmed with how much support everybody gets and how friendly everyone is, and it's just a really good time. And you still have time to donate. Always donate, not just today, every day, all day, because the people here work so hard, and all the animals need as much help as they can.
Yeah, and you know, your donations is what keeps this place running, so definitely always needed. But we've officially hit 12 hours.
Yes.
So we're getting out.
Yeah.
Look at this.
We're going to take all the
breaking
cats
out.
too.
So sorry to the cats who can't come out,
We're
but you can
free.
adopt them.
I can't believe they let us out.
I
Okay.
know. Look
Well,
at that. We made it 12 full hours locked up for the SPCA.
Yeah.
It's been a great day.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my time. I think everyone here has joined their time, and thank you to everyone who did donate today. It's very much appreciated, and we're going to head it back to the studio.
I'm kind of sad they got out because I was hoping it was quiet today. It was a nice quiet day today.
Yeah, I was hoping they would probably stay for the rest of the week, but so much for those wishes.
Maybe like a month would be nice.
Well, that's wishful hoping.
But of course, if you want to donate, head over to LloydSPCA.com. Over there, as we see on your screen right there, you can still donate. There's still time to donate, of course. Donations are not only accepted today, but of course, all the time, because they do such great work for the community. And of course, like Michaela said, without donations, this place wouldn't be possible.
Absolutely, and it stays in the community, so it's a wonderful, wonderful place to donate.
Yes, well, Michaela and Elise will be back tomorrow, unfortunately, so we hope you had a great evening. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
See you guys.